Affairs have a lot to do with the disconnection from the self. Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I am the love and relationship coach for women who are struggling in lonely and disconnected marriages and trying to figure out, can they stay and make it work, or is the only answer to leave? If you find the information helpful, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Today we're talking about affairs and how when we disconnect from ourselves, we can find ourselves in an affair. Now, a lot of times I will hear women say, I don't know how I got here. I wasn't looking for an affair. This is not like me. And I get it, because I know you weren't out looking for it and trying to create that. But let me tell you about a client of mine, and maybe you'll be able to relate to this. So this client, who I'll call Sue, she had gone through a lot of pain, particularly in the last 10 years. Her mother had passed away. She had had to overcome a very significant health issue herself. Her son was struggling with depression. And all the while, she was feeling just alone and isolated inside of her marriage. And she had lost touch with herself. She wasn't pursuing her passions and her joys. It's like there wasn't space for her in her own life. And lo and behold, someone comes along and makes her feel seen and heard, made her feel important and understood, desired, made her feel more like herself than she had in years. Here's the words that she gave me. I felt like a whole part of me had been buried. I was drowning, and he gave me oxygen. He woke me up from a life that only felt dark and numb. It felt like an addiction because even though I knew it was wrong, I couldn't bring myself to turn away. Now, this client, Sue, is not alone. I have heard words like that thousands of times by women. But here's the thing. Sometimes the instigator of an affair is when we lose touch with ourselves. And then we get into another relationship, but it has its own dysfunction inside that particular relationship. You see, when we're floundering, when we're grasping for answers and desperate for oxygen, someone comes along and makes us feel alive again, makes us feel like ourselves again, makes us feel in love, excited, curious, interested, passionate again. That is oxygen for someone who feels like they're drowning. And so what I want to offer is that in those situations, you've got to be able to get back in touch with yourself. You've got to be your own oxygen source, because if you're looking for this other person, the affair partner, to be your source of oxygen, it's coming from a very needy, graspy, please don't leave me space. It's not going to start from a healthy place. It comes from a desperate place. And so it puts struggle and strain on that relationship that may ultimately be the demise of that relationship. So in terms of you getting back to being your own oxygen source, you've got to know, what is it that you desire? Where have you subjugated your needs? How have I been looking to others to help me feel more like me? How have I put off that responsibility onto other people? And where have I abandoned myself and my own needs? And here's the thing. When you get answers to those questions, it brings you back home. Now, please understand, when I talk about home, I'm not talking about your current house and living situation and marriage the way it is. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about home that's in here. Home is your heart, your soul, your spirit. We got to get you back to that. Now, you may find yourself and choose to stay in the marriage and create a new version of that marriage together, and one that doesn't feel so darn alone. You might do that. You might choose to leave the marriage. You might choose to try to enter into a relationship with your affair partner to see if there's something real there. But if you don't first come home to yourself, then even if you try to jump into a new relationship with an affair partner or anyone else, and you're needing them for your oxygen, for your life force, then it's going to start from a desperate, needy place. And that means it will cause one or both of you some degree of suffering. It won't feel as easy as it did before. Welcome home. If you like what you heard, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. If you found it helpful and you want to know whenever I post a new video, just click the bell in the upper right corner, and that way you'll get notified. And if you find yourself in a place of trying to figure out, can I stay or go? And even if there's an affair partner, is that real, Sharon, or is it not real? If you're struggling with any of that, I hope you'll consider scheduling a truth and clarity session with me so that we can explore whether or not there's a fit for you and I to work together in a private coaching capacity. The link to my online application is in the notes below this video. Take good care.